If financial freedom is something that you guys are actively looking for, you might want to stick around because we're going to discuss how time, credit, and investments will allow you to be financially free. Welcome back, everybody, to the Just in the Know podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon.
How you guys doing, folks? Welcome back. You already know it's your boy Just. It's your boy Nas. Pleasure to have you. Hope all is well. Let's get right into it. We got a lot to discuss.
For anybody that wants to become financially free, this is something that you would have to know. You have to invest your time, invest with credit, and make investments for yourself or your businesses. Yeah. So the first topic that we're going to get into is definitely about time because everybody needs time in order to be able to be financially free. So you want to go over like why, you need to use your time wisely and stuff of that note?
Absolutely. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first, I'm going to touch on using time wisely. A lot of us, we find ourselves throughout the day, we're just wasting time doing whatever the hell we're doing. And we're forgetting the fact that time is our strongest asset. It's our biggest asset. If you don't got time to do something, you're probably not going to be able to get it done. You can relate it to school, relate it to work. You don't got enough time, things aren't going to go the way that you plan. So, with that being said, we do have enough time. We just got to choose to do the right things with it. Instead of, for example, instead of using your time for leisurely activities, and consider this too, things that really mean something to you, if you put enough time into it, it's going to feel like a leisure activity, a leisurely activity. Anyway, instead of using your time, watch Netflix, talk to your friends about something that ain't really going to benefit you. You want to learn to master how to spend your time. You want to break your time down and tell yourself that every single day, I'm going to allot a specific amount of time to do something meaningful.
Yeah. Um, with using your time wisely, right? We all have the same amount of time in this world. Some people might do other things, some people might do, some things, right? But in order to be financially free, you have to know how to manage and use your time for beneficial purposes. So you can't want to do something leisurely and expect to have a result of financial freedom. Now, that's in the case of, say, you come home after school, right? Instead of, playing the video games, going to, play basketball or, doing things that's not going to benefit your main goal, you'd be like, okay, I have some time, maybe 2 or 3 hours, you know what I'm saying? Let me go and read in this book about, business, or let me go watch this video about editing. You have to be able to use your time wisely in order to be able to become financially free.
Yeah, that's that's a very, very important topic to all of us. And by the way, this is a journey that we're all embarking on. We're inviting you guys to embark on this journey called life and try to make the best out of it and try to optimize your time. You want to optimize your time. Part of optimizing your time requires, instead of, it's always work smarter, not harder. So if there's a task or a mission or a subject that you can complete within 30 minutes, why would you spend an hour and a half doing it? Right? These are all very basic, simple questions you can ask yourself. It's not rocket science, it's not brain surgery, but we're here to remind ourselves, invite you to take these necessary leaps to hopefully come out with a better result. So right now, I want to ask you
Okay.
if if one of the viewers wanted to do something, would you recommend they just jump right into it or do something beforehand?
Okay. So in life, right? Everything is about preparation, right?
Absolutely.
It's about mitigating your risks and knowing what you're getting into, right? So before you even invest your time into something, right? You have to put it in your head like this is something that I want to do and this is something that I want to take serious, right? Now, with preparation, you need to outline how you're going to achieve something. There's always steps that you need to take in order to achieve your end goal. So, going on the facts of optimizing your time, right? Know with planning that you only have 4 hours a day to attain your goal of what you want for that day or for that week or for that month or for that year, right? So, you know, you have 4 hours a day. You have to plan, like, okay, if I want to start a business, I need to know how to start it up first. I need to spend an hour on learning how to set up a business properly, right? With business to come marketing, right? So you got to spend an hour on learning how to market, right? Learning how to sell, learning how to do things that, you know, incorporates a business. So you have to plan to optimize your time wisely because without optimization, you're going to spend way too much time doing something when you should have been doing something else.
Yeah, to make a side note, I think we've all been in a situation where we feel like something is taking too long and it's very discouraging. And don't get me wrong, um, patience is one of the greatest, characteristics, personalities, whatever, that somebody could possess. So it's hard to be really patient. So you want to learn how to optimize your time so that you don't feel discouraged. So whatever it is that you are chasing, whatever it is that you are after that you're working towards, it doesn't feel unreachable. It doesn't feel like you're trying to get something that is impossible to reach. So I want to go into the next transition of time, which is doing spending time to know about the things that you're trying to get into. For example, what I could speak on is if you want to get into a trucking business, for example, you want to understand how the business works. You want to spend the time beforehand. You don't want to have a lump sum of money ready to go and be absolutely blind, jump into something that you know nothing about. You don't want to go in. You just you're not going to spend that much money and then get a good result. It's basically like a good risk and a bad risk. In order for you want to be risky all the time, but in order for it to be a good risk, it has to be something that you have some knowledge of, you've done your homework on, you have an understanding, an idea about, and you just want to go into something knowing that you're able to play around and maneuver without risking a collapse, a fatal collapse.
Yes. So now, with knowing all the details about how you're going to use your time, right? You have to understand that everything takes time, right? You can't want to achieve a goal without putting in the time. And I would say in life, we don't have no guarantees whatsoever, right? We don't know when is our time to, you know, achieve our rewards. We don't know when that's going to be a thing. But you have to understand that, regardless, whatever it is, you have to be able to put your time in to get where you want to be. And you have to understand that you have to put more time than what you want to do to achieve that goal.
Yeah. Listen, guys, this isn't something that is gonna happen overnight. You gotta ask yourself. You gotta really be real with yourself. How bad do you want it? You want it that bad? Make the time for it. A little side note. It's kind of like the game between men and women. When you feel like we're all busy. Hopefully, we all got something to do throughout the day. But the same way you can make time for your friends to go out to eat, the same way it might bother you that somebody you thought you were really close to isn't making time for you. It should bother you that the things that you say you care about, you aren't making time for. Like you need to really buckle down. You need to be real with yourself. You need to be hard on yourself. You got to be your harshest critic. Don't let the next person tell you things that you need to hear and let it be news to you, a surprise to you. I think it's a very tough spot to find yourself in when somebody is spitting game to you about life and you realize like, damn, yo, pardon our language, I'm an idiot. You know, it's easy to get down on yourself, but if you do certain things, that won't be a factor. You'll just everything will be smooth at the end.
Yes. So we all have time to use, and we need to start using it more wisely, right? We need to plan out what we're going to do, right? We need to know the details behind the time that we're putting in. And we have to understand that we have to spend a lot of time to be able to achieve our goals. And we have to be consistent, right? So, going into the fact of time, right? The next topic is going to be credit, the importance of credit in order to achieve financial freedom. You definitely need credit. You cannot try to achieve financial freedom, especially in where we're at, which is in America, right?
Yes, sir.
You need credit because you can have a lot of cash, but cash doesn't just cash is not trust. Cash is not built on trust, right? Our trust factor in our country is credit, right? So, credit, you can build more credit without having cash, right? And be able to fund things that you're able to do with the credit factor, right? And then on a little, side note, right? Credit, you need that for every single thing in this world. Everything, right? If you want to go get a car, you need credit. If you want to go get a house, you need credit. Now, if you want to get a job, you need credit. It's a trust factor. So, regardless of whatever you do, you have to understand that credit is something that you need to have. And there's no negotiating on that. You have to have credit.
Yeah, the only thing you could really do with cash, honestly, is buy some good food, you know, a couple nice pieces of clothing, maybe some shoes, and not much else. Maybe a little hoopty, maybe, if you're lucky enough. So basically, there's no real significance to cash in this society. Um, in order for anybody to trust you in the world of finances, we're not talking about personal things. Right now, we're talking about real money situations, real financial situations. In order to maneuver and to put anything into play, you have to have a long and clean history of credit. Go find somebody with $200,000 or even $1 million cash with no credit and see if they could buy a $50,000 car. It's not happening.
We all understand that we can't really do anything without credit from what we were saying, right? So, when it comes to credit, right, there's two versions of credit. There is good credit and there is bad credit. Good credit is used to buy assets. Bad credit is used to buy liabilities, right? So let's go into a little tangent here, right? If this is a difference between good and bad credit. And this is a very simple example, right? Say if you wanted an iPad, right? You want to go buy an iPad. The iPad's probably like $500, right? This is the tangent about good credit. If you want to buy the iPad in order to be able to watch videos to better fit your skill or to teach you something, then it's a good purchase. Now, if you want to buy an iPad just to go scroll on TikTok or be on social media and you don't really need it because you already have a phone, then that's a bad credit purchase, right? It's always a difference. So you have to understand that when you're using credit, you have to utilize it the right way.
Yeah, you want to be able to differentiate between a good buy, a bad buy. You don't want to dig yourself in a hole of debt and ruin your credit just to have things that aren't really bringing anything to your life. You don't. You don't need that $100 meal. You could cook at home. You don't need that $800 jacket. The $80 jacket keeps you just as warm. So you want to train your mind that everything that you buy, I mean, of course, you don't want to cut yourself off from the luxuries of life, but honestly, you have to momentarily. You just have to. It's just plain and simple. There's no such thing as along the way while you're struggling and trying to reach that point of being financially free. You're not going to be able to just, you're not getting away with buying, making bad purchases. There's no room for that. We live in a world that's very unforgiving. You start digging a hole, you'll find yourself deeper and deeper in no time. It's like a blink of an eye. Like you made one bad buy here. You didn't tell yourself anything of it. You didn't give yourself any negative criticism. You didn't keep yourself in check. You made another one. You made another. Before you know it, now you're working just to pay for things that you bought previously, and you're never working to put into what's to come.
Of course, of course, of course. So now with credit, right? And understand you guys have to think about this, right? We all have a finite amount of money, right? Whether it be credit, whether it be cash, right?
I said there's a limit.
We have to budget our lives, time, credit, money. We have to budget our lives because at the end of the day, we don't have a infinite, amount. So you have to use your finances wisely and understand that this purchase, is it going to help me in a year? Is it going to help me next month? Or is it just for right now? Because if it's just for right now, then it's not a purchase that you need to make just to feel good. You're going to feel bad later. So what's the point? What's the point? Like, for real.
Honestly, these are questions, these are battles that we're we're dealing with every single day. Me, you, the next person. Hopefully, it's a battle that we'll never feel like we won, but we're always feeling like we're more comfortable with it. See, the idea is it's not really to win. We're not trying to, there's no such thing as winning. Because at the end of the day, we all gonna die and all the shit comes to a complete stop.
Of course.
But same way you want to make a wise choice when it comes to finances, you want to make the most out of your time on earth. And in order to do that, you have to make these tough decisions for the time being in your current state of living, in your current state of income, in your current position in your life. Is this good or is this bad? Does this bring positive or does this add more weight on my shoulders? And we see this time and time again. Here, matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a good example. Person A is an airhead, doesn't know nothing. One day, somebody came and gave him a $5 million gift. Just imagine. I don't even want to tell you because you never know. But just imagine what that person would do with 5 million. They never had financial. They were never financially responsible in their life. They never had no real responsibilities. They're just coasting through life. They don't know shit about shit. $5 million gift. In your head, I'm sure it's like winning the lottery. A lot of people just end up going broke. After they win the lottery, they just splurge and go crazy. Like it gets to their head, it gasses their head up that they think they're all of a sudden financially secure. And again, cash is useless. So $5 million ain't gonna last too long, especially when the person is not knowledgeable of what to do with it.
Of course.
And then person B, he's given an offer, for example, of some random person comes to him and says, listen, for the next 5 years, I need you to every day spend half hour to an hour reading, learning, studying, absorbing this certain aspect of this industry. And at the end of those 5 years, so basically it's like going to school. I need you to go get your degree in this subject. And at the end of those 5 years, I'm going to gift you $1 million. I feel like it's fair, 1 million, by the way, not five. I feel like it's fair to make the assumption that $1 million, based off of how he achieved it, is going to take person B a lot further and do a lot more good for person B than the good that the 5 million will do for person A. I think it's fair to make that assumption. What do you think?
I would think yes, because put like this, right? If that person learned their industry completely well, right, he'll know the ins and out of what is expensive, what's a bad expense, what's a good expense, right? And sometimes, and this is why I say and credit is very important, right? You can use your active capital to build your credit. So at the end of those 5 years, he probably gets that $1 million. But does he have to touch it? Mm-mm. Because he can use that $1 million to leverage five, 10, or even $100 million in credit to where he can still keep his $1 million and use the credit, right, of $100 million or $50 million to build his empire, right? And just after he's making money with that money that he used with credit, pay it back. And whatever he gets profit, he puts back into that $1 million. And now the person with $5 million that didn't know how to do anything with it is now broke. And the person that has $1 million in the same amount of time could quadruple, could probably become a billionaire with that $1 million
In a short time, by the
in
way.
a short time. So you have to know knowledge in order to use your finances wisely and to have the knowledge to figure out what you need to do to put you in the right places and have the right opportunities to make the best of what you have.
We always see those little scenarios where, whatever, on social media, somebody may ask you in person, would you rather get a $10 million gift right now or $100,000 a month for the next 5 years? I don't even know the math on that. That was just quick off the top. Whatever the case is, I don't want that 10 million. Give me 100,000 a month. And as every month passes, I'm going to be more knowledgeable, more experienced, understand more about the world, understand more about the world of finance, and very, very likely that by the end of those 5 years, I'm literally making that 10 million within a few months.
Of course.
And if I took that 10 million off rip, I'm probably gonna have a couple Montclair jackets, some expensive
A
sneakers,
car, house.
a fire car, if that, if my credit is good enough. Um, maybe an apartment because you're not getting a house with no credit. That's for damn sure.
Mhm.
And then after buying all those things, I'm probably gonna be going to sleep with my thumb in my ass.
That's crazy. But yeah, I want to ask you guys this question, right? Would you rather $5 million with no knowledge, or do you want $1 million with all the knowledge in the world? I'm gonna need you guys to comment down below.
Let
Right?
us know what you guys think. Let us know if you're willing to study for 5 years and promise $1 million, or give me 5 million right
Today.
now.
Yes, yes, yes. So the next topic, right? Now we're coming off of how to use your time wisely, right? How to invest your time, how to invest your time into getting credit and knowing the knowledge around credit, right?
By the
Now,
way, all these things, they take time. It's a long journey. We're going through it with you guys. You're going through it with us. We all fighting it. Sorry.
yes. So now that you put in your time within credit, right? Now it's time to invest, right? Because the only way that you attain financial freedom is from your investments, because your investments will pay for you to live, okay? How you want, right? So now when it comes down to investments, right? The first iteration of your investment should be yourself, right? Because without you, your business doesn't happen, right? And you can't be free without you in the mix, right?
Yeah, without you being on top of yourself.
Yes. So when it comes to investing in yourself, right? Invest with knowledge, right? Invest with knowledge because what you know will set you apart from everyone else. So you have to take the time out to know because when you don't know, you add more risk.
Yeah, I want to just relate that because I think you bring up a good point. Invest with what you know. You could use other examples in life to make sense of what we're trying to say. For example, a great teacher, teaching aspect, and they're probably a horrible person. They're more valuable to a school than a teacher who's a great person and can't teach.
Mm.
They add that teacher who sucks with students on a personal level, who everybody's like, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with her. That teacher will teach you way more than the teacher who's so friendly, but just can't pass down that knowledge to you. So when it comes to investing, you want to be able to be a peak performer. You don't want to, you're talking about the money that you've accrued over X amount of time that you're about to put into something. It's easy to just admit to ourselves it ain't gonna work if you don't know what you're doing. So invest in that knowledge. Invest in that knowledge. Invest in keeping yourself on point.
Yes, yes. And then with the knowledge that you know and the time that you invested in yourself, now it's time to figure out a business aspect. Some you have to bring in money in order to become financially free, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be some type of business, some type of investment, some type of stock or bond. You have to invest your knowledge into something that's going to bring you more money. So now when it comes to the start of investing in a business, right? You have to invest into something that you're able to be consistent with, right? Because if you plan on living a very long life, your business have to live a longer life than you, right? So
Absolutely.
every day that you're not able to work, because like I said, we all have a finite amount of time in a day, right? Your business could operate when you're asleep. If you don't have a business that makes you money within your sleep, you're not going to be able to be financially free.
Yeah. I want to bring up something that it might hit home a little bit harder.
Yeesh.
There's a lot of people within your circle, whoever the heck you are, that got some type of side. You guys call it a side hustle. And the only reason why it hasn't elevated to that full scale business that everybody dreams of is because, or partly because, not only because, partly because you haven't invested in the knowledge to differentiate yourself from the competition. Give you a perfect example. Ladies, you have a makeup business, whatever you sell makeup, you do makeup, whatever the case is. You're involved in the industry of makeup. In order to really take that next step, you have to ask yourself and study, not just ask yourself, what could I do to make myself different, to offer a higher quality service, to reach more people in a more complete way? You
Yes.
have to know those things going in. You're not just gonna go in like, listen, I'm me. I'm gonna just take the risk and see where it goes. Like, I mean, you could do that, but is that optimal for the sake of your time? Probably not. You could do that. Should you have high exp in reality, should you have high expectations for the outcome that you're gonna get? Probably not. And why do I say that? Not to be pessimistic, but if you didn't put that time and that blood and that sweat and them tears into mastering whatever it is that you're doing, there is no way that you could expect those outcomes to be any of any significance. It's just
Yeah.
the two don't add up.
Yeah. Not. I would say it doesn't add up whatsoever, right? But you also have to understand that with investing in yourself, right, it's going to take you to new levels, right? New levels in where you can invest into your business, right? And then your business takes you to higher levels to where you can invest into your freedom. It's all in steps in life. We all got to take those
Yes, sir.
necessary steps. It's a long process. There's no date for you that you're going to be financially free. There's no
I may never, but
You
I'm
may
gonna
never.
try.
You're gonna try. You have to try, right? There's no date for me, and there's no set date for you. But you have to believe in yourself that you can be consistent and keep trying to attain that goal. Because no effort, right? An effort is an effort, but no effort is nothing. You don't get anything out of no effort. You can get
Absolutely.
something out of some type of effort. Now, it's how hard you're willing to go to get to that goal that you want to reach, which is financial freedom. So I want to tell you guys this, right? I want to, get you guys engaged and, see what you guys want to do, right? Is there something that is in your life that you like to do that you can do consistently that you can invest in? I want you guys to comment that down below. Please tell me because I would like to know. Also maybe I want to take it from you guys and do it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were thinking along the same lines. You know, this how we gonna get. This how we gonna take our leap, bro. We're gonna
Yeah.
have somebody just give us the key, and we gonna open the door.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We want more doors that we can open, you know, here. Yeah. So any final thoughts that you want to say?
Listen, I just want everybody to remember, first and foremost, everything take time. Even bad things take time. That's the crazy part. Bad things take time. So might as well use your time and be patient and make the best out of your time to get good results. That's one.
Yes.
Two, don't forget that credit is everything in this world. You can't bust a move. You can't make any real big leaps in life in American society without any credit, without good credit. And lastly, invest in yourself. That's gonna invest in yourself first so that it leads to those that allows you to be able to invest in whatever it is that you're interested in, whatever it is that intrigues you, whatever it is that you're able to be consistent with.
Yes.
So you want to implement these certain aspects and really implement them, buy into it, forget all that other shit, and really go hard for yourself. This isn't
Mhm.
for anybody but yourself.
Yes. And just to end the show, right? Invest in yourself, invest in yourself, invest in yourself. Without you, nothing is possible that you want, right? Also, I would say, right? Just for if you didn't take anything out of this video for value, right, that we said, time. Everything takes time. Please use your time wisely. Please invest that time into credit. You need credit in order to excel, right? And invest in yourself so that you can invest into your freedom. Okay? We need you guys to do that.
Listen, I'm gonna need you guys to follow through with that because he's getting a little bit upset that you're selling yourself short. And who got to deal with him getting upset at you selling yourself short? I got to deal with it. So please don't do that to me. Follow through with yourself. Be serious about yourself. We wish you nothing but the best. We wish you nothing but the utmost success. Always have a blessed day.
Yes. Also, I would like to say before we end, I need you guys to share this video with anyone that you think has a like mind just like us, just like yourself, and that will find value out of this video, right? I need you guys to subscribe to the page because we're going to drop a lot more content that's going to allow you guys to attain financial freedom because we're all on the same journey here,
More
right?
to come. More to come.
More to come. I need you guys to like this video for the algorithm and also to comment anything that you guys want to.
Let us know. Let us know if you guys, if this helped you. Let us know if this is news to you. Let us know if if somebody you know would appreciate the reminders. Remember, we're not dropping any new knowledge on you guys, all reminders.
Yes, yes, yes. And also comment what else would you guys like us to talk about? Because I feel like we're knowledgeable people. And I guess you guys watching this video might think we're knowledgeable because you stuck around this long. Yeah. So what else would you like us to talk
Bro,
about?
I'm an airhead. I'm nonstop improving.
Yes. This has been the Just and No podcast where we make knowledge your strongest weapon.
Peace.
Peace.